What's up, everybody, and welcome to SpeekyGeeky. I, as always, am Mr. Geek-E. Today, we're going to be doing day five of our 12 days of mystery holiday unboxings. We appreciate you stopping in, and we're excited to see who we have next. Each day, we have a new figure that is put inside our vintage TMNT suitcase. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm going to be unboxing, so it's a surprise to even me. Super excited that you joined us. Super excited to see what new mystery we have today. Let's take a look. All right. Yes! Ooh, I'm excited. All right. So as I said, I don't see these figures before they go in. I don't know who's going to be put in here. It's a fun mystery for myself as well. So today we have NECA's Fred Wolf, TMNT's Wingnut and Screwloose. Super excited to dig into these guys with you. Been wanting these figures for a really long time, and especially in this style. Ever since seeing these guys in the cartoon, this is always the incarnation that has stuck with me in terms of the version that I have enjoyed. I love Wingnut and Screwloose in every incarnation, and I'm really hoping we eventually get them in Archie, in video game, tournament fighters, right? There are so many different, I mean, there's Mutanimals, obviously, but that's also, again, Archie. Even the IDW, it just did a recent version of Wingnut and Screwloose, which is a very unique style. And the 2012 had some really cool versions of them too. But here's the thing, in my mind, this is where I go to. I always think of this where it's like the very Batman and Robin-y, even though here it's more Batman and Screwloose. I like that Screwloose is size accurate to the show, because the only way that we've seen him in the past was with the Playmates. And in that Playmates, Screwloose was way smaller and not painted. So it's fun to finally have this. I'm really excited to open this up. I'll say right off the bat, I really like this art on the box. And for that reason, I keep on my boxes too, because it's just like, this is original. I mean, this is like original art for a packaging that I've never seen of these characters before. This was done specifically for this box. It's pretty neat that it's like another iteration that I've never had of drawn form. Really like the picture that they have imposed here on the side. And there's Screwloose in a battle stance. And what else do we need to know about the box? Anything else we need to know about the box? Just the back. Show you the back. There's the back. Nice and pretty with the big gun. Okay, so let's get these guys open and we'll dig into this. Here, I'm going to move out of the way so we can see what we've had so far. We got day 1, there's Goliath. Day 2, there's Metalhead. Day 3, there is Mosquito who's fallen over. And day 4, there is Plunderling's Goyle. And I'm excited to have Wingnut and Screwloose stand next to Goliath up there in their full winged glory. And also what I think would be pretty cool, taking Mosquito next to Screwloose. That's pretty fun, having 2 mosquito-themed characters up on my shelf. Makes me wish that I had the top of a building with like the perch, so they could perch off of it and look all posed and stoic. That would be kind of fun, especially because Wingnut kind of embodies the idea of Batman to kind of, you know, do that classic Frank Miller pose. Maybe someday. Ooh, look at this background too. Look at that background. Okay, I am gonna dork out for a second and show you that. It's like this, you know, the sewer grate. We saw this in a lot of the episodes. And especially, I think at the end of the episodes where you would, the beginning and the end, they would do this in the bumpers where you'd see this very similar to this shot. It's an iconic picture. I will absolutely use this for something. I don't know what yet. Okay. All right. I got these guys out. I want to give so much credit to how they package these figures, because just looking at the box, you wouldn't realize there's so much stuff in there. And the way they do it, it's like they've mastered Tetris in terms of being able to fit all these things into this box. And first of all, Wingnut's a pretty massive figure. And it's like they were able to get these both in there on top of the fact that they got a flight stand, all these different sticker sheets, which again, I mean, those don't take up a lot of space, but they were able to get all the additional hands and stuff in there too. It's in the gun. I'm pretty impressed with how they're able to Jenga this stuff in there. Very cool. Did put a different hand on here now just so I could get him to hold this massive gun on there. I love the paint scheme. I know some people talk about with some of the figures where they get it in this tight joints. I'm not seeing that so far. It seems pretty nice and loose. Wingnut is a massive figure, by the way. He's very heavy, and I love how they've got his like wings tied in. Like there's just so much detail to this. They have his little wings connected in with the mechanized wings, which is so much fun. I was looking to see if maybe they had the Ralston Purina, like any hints or nods to that in there, but I'm not, like a little missile or something connected. That would have been fun, but who knows, maybe we'll get to that some later point too. Love the paint deco on here. As far as I can tell, there's, yeah, I mean, there is, looks like there's some like upper thigh swivel, but maybe that's where we're going to run into that it's kind of stuck together a little bit. I'm not seeing that you can really move that a whole bunch, and I don't want to break anything, so I'm not gonna do that. Forget what I said earlier. I'm running into that a little bit here. Silly me talking so prematurely. His head, nice movement on there. His waist, boom, boom, boom. Lots of movement, very easily. He's got his little tiny tail on the back here too that also moves. Nice. His hands, his wrists. It also has the, you can see it because again, it is a little tight. In his upper forearm here moves up, and then there's like the back part of his arm there too. And the shoulders, I'll just have to take my word on that because again, it is a little bit tight. I'll get it eventually. And I can't tell if his upper arm has it or not, because it seems like it's maybe this just sculpted in because of the, if this is because of the sculpt, it just doesn't allow for it. What would have been fun is if you could open up these little pouches. I don't think you can. I'm going to probably find out online later on. It's like, yeah, you could. Whoopsies. Not only could they open, but there's like fun, neat stuff in there that you totally miss. Hopefully not. I don't know that offhand, and I don't want to break it, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Comes with 4 additional hands. Came with the 2 punchy punch hands, and I swapped in one so that he could hold the gun. He's got a couple others that are fully open, another one that's a gripping hand, and then another punchy hand. 6 hands altogether. Screw loose. Yeah, that fell off. Goes on super duper easy again too, though. You know what? It's a little tiny thing that fell out. This one moves. See how this one moves like nice and whatever. There's a little tiny little peg in there. This one doesn't. So I got to find a little peg to do that. Otherwise it just pops right out. But I mean, for display purposes, not a big deal, but it's going to probably drive me buggy later on. His tail does move too. Nice. He's got a lot of articulation too. His head, movement there. He's got the forearms, all of which have the shoulders that move, and then the forearms that move, and the hands that move. And he even has like some wrist movement on. Does he have it on both, or just, he's got wrist movement on both. He's got the torso that moves, got the legs and feet. It doesn't seem like there's a rocker that I can tell, at least. Maybe it has a little bit of movement there. I think there's a rocker also. In the legs, there is also the knees that move. And so clearly there's like a range to how far I can move them. It's just kind of like on a little pivot circle thing there. So it pops on, pops off. Very cool figure. I really like the paint schemes on these, as I like them with all of the NECA Fred Wolf stuff. It's really stylized, so much fun. I've been really impressed with all of them that I've seen come out so far, and that I've bought, and that I've put up on my shelf here. I mean, there's a lot more of the Fred Wolf that I'm really excited to get to, and who knows, maybe there might be more by the end of this video series. But let's see the flight stand. I don't know if is this gonna fit around him. I don't know that I don't think this could support him. Wow, that's cool. Goes up and down. I don't know if that's, might be just really easily impressed. Maybe that's standard now. I don't know. I mean, that's not the flight stands that I used to get, where it was like, here's your flight stand. I'm used to something like this, where it's like, here's a little thing that goes, which again, I was happy with that. So, with toys, I'm an easy mark. I like all this stuff. So yeah, that's fun. Okay. I'm probably a little too excited about the flight stand. I think I'm also thinking that maybe I can use this on Goliath. I'm not sure. However, this one seems like maybe it might topple over if I put Wingnut on it, because Wingnut, honestly, at least from holding him, is a dense figure. So I feel like that would topple it more than it would topple with Goliath from Gargoyles. I guess we'll see if I do it. What I will just say too is that the wings also move and have the articulation. That's fun. I think that it's like the bottom wings are sculpted into this, and you can't take them out. It's not, they're not removable from this other part, as far as I can tell. I don't know that you necessarily want to display him that way anyways, because this is his quintessential look, is with the metal wing over them. And I'm not going to advocate for like breaking them apart and only having the bottom ones, but you could display them that way too if you really wanted to. One last thing, I'll just show the gun here really quick. There, it's just a big honker. It's got a lot of pow-powy ability. It has a sniper thing on there too. So you have some really fun poses you could put him in, like very cartoony, very over the top, very 80s. Feels like it's like overkill, which is very much 80s. Oh, I'm not done. What am I thinking? Okay, I'm thinking I'm going on a long time. So I'm thinking I'm going to open this up because I'm really excited for some of the stuff that's in here. And I know like this is, I mean, they're fun little Easter eggs, but it also in a lot of ways, I think because NECA has actually put out some of the stuff that we've seen as Easter eggs, I am excited by the possibility that we might have Smash from the leader of the Crooked Turtle Gang. It looks like we also have the W, that if we wanted to put it on Wingnut's chest, we could do that, like how it looked classic. And I don't know what this, I think this is for the gun, maybe. There's like a little thing for the gun. Willy Wombat, awesome. That would be a lot of fun if we got a Willy Wombat figure. I don't know, that could just because they couldn't find another way to get him in. But Bugman and Electro-Zapper, both these guys are very much on my want list. So it's really exciting to see that. So you can recreate the comic book from the cartoon series. They've got Creepy Eddies in there and the invaders, the big bug-eyed alien invaders. Very cool. Creepy Eddie's another one who I'd really like to see. Captain Cow, I do not remember, but it could have been in one of Michelangelo's comics. It also could be a nod to a skirting legal of like Cowboys of Mesa, maybe. That's, you know, me speculating, but how freaking cool would that be if we got Cowboys of Mesa? Maybe they're waiting until we get the Archie series stuff because that's, I believe, Ryan Brown's series. And he did some of the art, did a lot of the art for the comic series and also a lot of the art for, and it's his creation, is Cowboys of Mesa. So there's a lot of crossover there where maybe there'd be an incentive to get that made. I don't know what this other thing is. I can't tell what it's trying to allude to. If you guys can figure it out, let me know in the comments below because I'd be interested to know what that is. And also, I guess any of these other things like that I'm not familiar with. Captain Cow, if you know what that is, that's a thing that I'm just like, my memory's just not picking up. And my memory remembers a lot of things. So if you remember that, kudos, big points. Willy Wombat, I remember that was fun. So that was day five of our 12 days of mystery holiday unboxing series that we're going to be running all throughout the month of December. We appreciate that you stopped by. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't go too far because we're going to have day 6 right around the corner. We're excited to know who you think is going to be the mystery figure for episode 6. Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to sub up, give a like, and share with anyone you know who appreciates these types of videos. Also, make sure to check out the description for additional links that lead to some similar expanded content we think you'll also probably enjoy quite a bit. Thanks again for stopping by. You know you could have been anywhere and you chose to turn out with us, and we appreciate that. So, until next week, holiday mystery unboxing speaky, keep it geeky.